Hi there, I'm Smith, and this is something I've just been playing with for a little while. I've been trying to teach myself Mecanim, or rather, figure out how to use it for particularly difficult applications. Games like God of War and other sort of heavily animated combat-based games are something I did when I was working in the professional side of the industry, and I thought I'd give it a try at trying to make one of these. Um, Unfortunately, Mecanim in its current state, although they've done a fantastic job with the 4.3 update, um, it physically can do these things now. The low-level features such as being able to teleport between animator states and such are now possible. But the tool side is actually quite leaves a lot to be desired in this. There's a lot of features that where the process of building a game like this would be very difficult. So I've started experimenting with trying to make some of these using hacks. Some of these tools I'm working on are actually not really safe, as if Unity updates even minor things in the way that their editors work, these things will break. So these are kind of like prototypes to test out. The main one I've worked on is a modified version of the inspector, which is designed for editing Mecanim. So here we have my animation state tree of my little character in this game. It's only got one combat combo at the moment. I'm just trying to keep it nice and simple. Here he is, that's his movement. His attacks, and if he gets hit or dies, it goes in there, so hit, die. Attacks 1, 2, 3. I've done the usual pre-action and post-break. This is mostly just to handle the input. The reason is that I want to consume the attack trigger right away, but I want the ability to post another one immediately, and it can respond to it at any time during the post, as opposed to having a fixed exit point during the actual swing. Now, if you the problem is that the inspector is kind of rubbish for this task here. It's showing me what the transitions are, but not the animation, more importantly, the import settings. I constantly want to change the boundaries between these three clips. They're cuts of the same animation. So what I did was I went and made an inspector that loads in the import settings and automatically jumps between which animation you've currently got selected by default. So these three animations, pre, action, and post, are cuts of the same take from an FBX file. And I've got a hacked version of the animation import tab from the model importer here, which has all the features. Some things don't work. The events, you can't drag events in the events tab. But when you click on any of these items, it immediately jumps to the one you've selected. So here's his pre, here's his action. I'm rendering these in extreme slow motion so you can see them. I'm very much a fan. And then there's the post. Yes, I'm very much a fan of very, very quick, almost one frame pre-attacks, and then the action being a snap, and then the very long post that can be cancelled almost at any time. This might be going over a couple of people's heads because it's jargon that you pick up when you've worked on one of these games before, but don't worry, it's if you're trying to make one of these games, it's actually not too hard to learn this stuff. I very much recommend breaking up your animations like this, as it's one of the common mistakes is to have a single animation for each attack. The combat inspector also has the default inspector drawn up here. I haven't figured out how to draw all the stuff yet, but it's just basically a test. Another thing is the preview window is hacked in, so I can't use the regular preview window. So what I've done is on the import settings, because import windows are generally very large, I've drawn the preview at the top and bottom, and all of the different sub-inspectors can be hidden. So for my purposes, this is a very good first step. The other step that I'm going to try and build is the ability to annotate my animation information for attacks into here. As it stands, the event system is sort of like a single function call, and while it's possible to do a lot of your combat stuff with it, it's kind of the wrong tool for the job. I'd like to kind of specify almost like mono behaviors that exist on the animation, in a sense, or at least scriptable objects which contain data about this particular state the game's combat system can read from. So I'm going to be building an editor that integrates with this. It would probably have to save out to a separate file, as there's not really a good spot to save user data in Mecanim.files, and it might not be the best place for it. But basically, it would have an animation preview like that, and then these kinds of min-max ranges for like setting up times when collision is active on a melee swing, or pinpoint timers for when you're going to have your different actions occurring. In any case, that's what I've been playing with. I really hope that Unity implements a feature like this in Mecanim, as presently while the API, I'm becoming very happy with it, and what I'm hearing from the guys working on it is that a lot of the features that I'd like to see are going in the next version of Unity. My main concern at the moment is with the tools, and these, while quite easy to pick up, very rudimentary for someone who's actually used these tools in professional level before. So anyway, that's it. Guys, have fun.